My name is Kai. I'm the owner here of the Saigon Grace Cafe in Philadelphia on South Street. The restaurant started when my wife and I, we moved back to the US from Vietnam so that my daughter can go to school. And we were missing Vietnam quite a lot. So we wanted to actually bring a part of Vietnam back with us. So that's when we had the idea of opening a coffee shop. You know, Vietnam is a big coffee culture, and when we came here, there was nothing that made us feel like back home. We decided we're gonna make our own home. We source our coffee from our coffee plantation back home in the Central Highlands. So we get those imported here in small batches so they're fresh. And then, you know, we have a lot of like influence with generational recipes from Fernando's grandmother's recipes to our parents' recipes that we incorporate into our menu. The influence of the culture and the family actually is, I have a really good friend who's a chef here. We've been friends for almost 30 years. And we've always talked about how one of these days we're gonna open something together because we have such a passion and a love for food and serving people that, you know, we finally got reconnected when I came back, and then we were like, this is the time to do it.
I remember clearly one time he said, keep learning. One of these days we're going to open something up together. Probably words in the air, but for me, you know, I was like, sure. Because I know the way he managed the places. I know his capacity of being a manager, being an owner, being a friend, and he's the greatest. So that's why it means a lot to me, Saigon Grace. For me, it's more about giving people great foods, and that's what I want. Because I've been in some other places where people don't care for what they serve, and it's just like, I don't feel good about that. And I want to serve good food. That's all that matters to me. It will be like giving you part of my soul.
And we figured, you know, the ingredients, and based on what Fernando and I like live with food, we thought it was a good mesh. We try to keep the menu simple and authentic as possible. Between Fernando and I, you know, we try to include like the most authentic things that we know in our culture, so that it's not too foreign to most people. It is nothing pretentious. It's not really fusion, but at the same time, it's, you know, the ingredients mesh well together. So that was the initial goal for the coffee shop, was to make something that was local and cozy and welcoming. I think it's our philosophy of giving, you know, customers or our guests quality food, the best service possible. We want to give them the authenticity and also the hospitality. We've always wanted to be a local coffee shop. Like I said, we didn't want to be anything too pretentious. You know, we wanted to make a place that was welcoming for everyone, especially the locals who work from home. They have a place they can come down and have a coffee, spend an hour or two, do some work, and go back to their homes. I think the hope and the goal for Saigon Grace Cafe is actually just to kind of maintain the quality, maintain the service standard. I think it's more being a part of this Vietnamese community where a lot of restaurants and coffee shops are popping up, you know, and we would build a community just like we do in Vietnam.